The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening. This is TV1 News. I'm Mary Silla Kelaton. In this edition, military call-out to Porgera Valley. Tambua seeks to ban media coverage. And Moresby Northeast launches impact projects. In a decisive move to curb the escalating problem of illegal mining in the Porgera Valley, Prime Minister James Marape announced on the evening of April 3rd that the Cabinet has authorized a joint military and police operation. The announcement of the joint military and police operation comes in response to the recent surge of unauthorized miners invading the special mining lease area, posing significant risk to both the trespassers and the official mine workers. Prime Minister Marape said this endangers both the lives of illegal miners as well as the mine workers, pointing out that last week saw an extraordinary increase of illegal miners encroaching into the mine area and uncontrolled movement of people amid so many tribal disputes. The decision for a military-police collaboration stems from Wednesday's cabinet meeting, underscoring the government's commitment to maintaining peace and order in the region. Cabinet decided against a state of emergency and opted instead for a targeted call-out order. This will synergize military and police efforts in restoring peace and normalcy in the Porgera Valley. Prime Minister Marape issues a stern warning to illegal miners and individuals partaking in unlawful activities, stating, "I want to advise the illegal miners and those involved in illegal activities that the long arm of the law will catch up with you." In addition to immediate security measures, the Prime Minister unveiled plans for a sustainable solution to verify and manage the local population. National identification cards will soon be distributed to all traditional landowners and business proprietors in the Porgera Valley, with special passes provided to other residents. With the recent reopening of the new Porgera mine, Prime Minister Marape emphasized the critical role of the local community in ensuring the venture's success. 4 children between the ages of 5 and 15 lost their lives in the devastating landslide in Wapenamanda that struck in the early hours of Sunday, March 24th during heavy rainfall, causing mountains to cascade onto a highway and down to the riverbank. Their bodies recovered for proper burial recently. Efforts to reopen the highway were hampered by community demand for assistance with funeral arrangements before work could commence. Responding to the urgent need, the Enga provincial government provided food rations to affected households, facilitating the reopening of the crucial route on Wednesday, March 27th. While attention remains on immediate relief efforts, concerns persist for vulnerable areas like the Sauk Valley. District Administrator Wapenamanda assures that landslide clearing efforts are underway, offering hope for recovery in the wake of tragedy. After 12 long years of service as the United Church moderator of PNG, Reverend Bernard C.I. is stepping down. With so many challenges faced along the years, Reverend C.I. is satisfied with his accomplishments and the vision he continues to see for the church.
Reverend Bernard C.I., with respect to the church's policy, is stepping down on his 12th year as the moderator of the United Church of PNG. He will do the final handover in November 2024. With watery eyes, Reverend CI emotionally recounted his time as the moderator. His duty was to oversee the operations of all United Churches around the country.
It's a long journey for me and very, very challenging journey. Why I said it's challenging? Because I served in the remote part of the church for I think almost half of my ministry. I served in the remotest part of the church, and for me to be given the trust to come to the highest office of the church, it's sort of like very challenging. My experience is good. I have a lot of experience in the church, but performing in this office is a challenging thing for me. How do I influence the church to be together?
Several of the achievements under his leadership were the United Church Constitution, which took them 5 years to draft and was finally passed as a bill in Parliament. Another was the celebration of UC's Golden Jubilee in 2018 and the ongoing vision of having a higher institution for the United Church. Reverend CI shared that the retirement age is 65. At his age settling at 59 years old, he will use several years of his good age after his reign to go back to his homeland in Misima Island, Milne Bay Province, and serve in the local ministry. Reverend CI was re-elected several times and said he is satisfied with the work he has done, having an eye over the 11 regions of the country. A new moderator was elected back in 2022 in Rabaul and will take the office of the UCA moderator after the formal handover takeover ceremony in November 2024. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
The Waigani Committal Court today adjourned the sexual offence case against Goroka MP Aye Tambua to May 9, 2024 due to the non-availability of the police hand-up brief.
Presiding Magistrate Paul Nee told Tambua today in court that the matter will proceed after the police complete their investigations, which will formulate the police hand-up brief that will be presented to the court for further directions. When Tambua appeared for his first mention today, his lawyer Edward Sasingen presented 2 new motions to the court. First, he was seeking a leave from the court to grant Tambua the freedom to movement, and the second one is to bar the media from reporting the matter. Magistrate Nee granted the first motion but refused to grant the second motion. Neil said media freedom is everyone's freedom, and being a leader, you are subjected to criticism that you cannot hide from it. Nee said media act as the eyes and ears for people living in the remote areas of Papua New Guinea. Therefore, he will not grant the motion to bar media from reporting this case. Instead, will advocate for it. The magistrate said the first motion is granted because freedom of rights and freedom of movement is paramount. He then told Tambua's lawyer that the granting of this motion comes with conditions, and that is the defendant must always appear in court when scheduled to. The magistrate then urged the media to report on facts and not to be influenced by information from outside sources. Tambua was arrested and charged with 26 offences relating to alleged sexual offending against children and family members on Monday, 4th March 2024, and was released on a 10,000 kina bail on the night of his arrest. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Governor of West New Britain Province Sindran Muthavel conducted a first-hand inspection of the ice bridge connecting Kendrian Station to neighboring villages over the weekend. Shocked by its dilapidated state, Governor Muthavel vowed to escalate the issue to authorities, promising to offer counterpart support for its restoration. The bridge's degradation poses a grave threat to transportation and livelihoods in the region, as it is a vital link prompting urgent calls for action. Goilala presents acquittals and new services to Northeast. Those stories and more after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
The Toyota JD Hiace bus comes in 14 and 15-seater high-roof luxury model powered by 2.8 liters JD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness, designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The Hiace lift suspension and annular frame structure is opted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the Hiace bus and experience the Hiace pride, the bus that exceeds all expectations.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier by you like you more.
Superstition ain't the way. When it comes to being connected, let's get Pacific.
From across the seas and right around our region. Connecting you like never before with the latest in news, politics, sports, and events.
From Fiji to Kiribati, Papua New Guinea to French Polynesia.
Our team of trusted reporters bring you everything Pacific and nothing that's not. Join us every week because what matters to the Pacific matters to us.
The Pacific.
Tune into Scope this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on TV1. In this episode, agriculture and livestock take center stage from onions in the highlands to cattle on the coast. And more than 1,000 people fed at Remember Me Easter event. Watch these stories on Scope this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on TV1.
Welcome back. The Goilala district in Central Province presented its 2019 to 2023 acquittals to the Department of Implementation and Rural Development yesterday. The acquittals were presented by the Chief Executive Officer of the District Development Authority, Titus Girau.
Continuing from the development aspirations by former MP for Goilala, late William Sam, incumbent MP Casimiro Aya audited all the books from 2019 to 2023. Presenting the detailed acquittal report yesterday, Goilala District Development Authority Chief Executive Officer Titus Girau said the lack of consistency of leadership at the district has prolonged the presentation of the audit reports. He said after being reinstated in 2021, after his suspension in 2019, he wasted no time but to acquit all funds allocated to the district.
Our delay, in fact, was due to high turnover of DAs since I got replaced in 2019. It's about leadership. When there is the leadership, you get these things presented as and when required. But because of that high turnover, we kept it until this time. I got reinstated again in November 2021. And as a result, we also decided that we will try our level best to present what is required of us as a district.
He also raised concerns that Goilala is a very tough district with rugged terrains and mountains, hence the delay in the acquittals.
As a custodian, by act of parliament, I know exactly where my accountability is, and so these acquittals are far responsibility to the Department of Implementation and Rural Development. With that, I want to thank you, Secretary, for your patience, for bearing with us to actually present our acquittals from 2019 to 2023.
Secretary for Department of Implementation and Rural Development, Ihi Vaki, when receiving the acquittals, reminded the district CEO and staff that maintaining compliance is of paramount importance in regards to government acquittals. He also raised concerns that physical report is another report that districts missed out in submitting to the department and urged Goilala district to provide such going forward.
It's important that you maintain the compliance, and we don't set that deadline, but I would like all the districts in PNG, the electorates, 118 electorates, to present the acquittals. The outstanding acquittals for the last 5 years, and anything that is current.
Susan Oreape, TVWAN News.
Meantime, the DIRD's Assistant Secretary for Southern Region, Nathan Kiri, thanked the district for the acquittals as it can now enable the district to receive new funding.
Having to account for this, even though it's from a previous regime, this is an administrative duty. It's not a political function. So it's more fitting, and I would like to congratulate you for taking the initiative as officers with vested responsibilities. As the Chief Executive Officer of the province, you are accountable for the overall administration of the district, and with the support of the DFM and the electoral staff in putting together this report, this gives us some perception on how the level of leadership that you have displayed within the subnational level. So we encourage unionism. We have to work together in harmony. So consultation with the respective agencies at the subnational level has to be promoted at all aspects, because we'll be seen to be providing the level of advice to guide you to, properly deliver much needed services within the legal precincts.
The newly established Nakanai district in West New Britain province also presented its 2023 acquittals to the Department of Implementation and Rural Development today in Port Moresby. Chairman of the Nakanai District Development Authority and Minister for Oil Palm, Francis Maneke, witnessed the presentation by Acting Chief Executive Officer Jeffrey Osa to the Secretary of DIRD, Ihi Vaki.
Nakanai District became the first district from the 7 newly created districts to present its acquittals. Minister for Oil Palm and member for Nakanai, Francis Maneke, says despite financial challenges they managed to deliver the services intended for the people. Maneke further stressed that the district is currently operating on a skeletal structure, but was thankful that his DDA staff managed to put everything together.
Today is our turn to come, and most importantly, it's a matter of compliance in regard to financial expenditures in our districts. And as a new district, we want to be able to be part of compliance districts in the country. And doing so, we want to also see that Nakanai is developed more in compliance to all the procedures that's been guided by your department And not only that, but because it's people's money or government's fund, that is why we must be able to do appropriately.
Mr. Maneke also stated that the main focus of the district is addressing law and order issues and setting up institutions to progress the new district.
4,472,594 kina was spent in last year, while the balance was rolled over and being expedited in 2024. Due to the establishment of the new district, the creation of the new account payments were very slow. However, all program for the new district is being procured to be spent this year, 2024.
Secretary for the DIRD, Ahiwaki, when receiving the acquittals, reminded the district CEO and staff that compliance is of paramount importance in regards to government acquittals.
It's all about compliance, complying to acquit. We are yet to comply when the reports are gone through, and any additionals, anything that we see missing, can advise accordingly. We work.
Meantime, Acting Chief Executive Officer Jeffrey Osa thanked Maneke for his leadership and guidance in leading the new district despite various challenges.
As the new district, we are going to follow it strictly, so on time, and we want to make it as our district. Our vision is to have a role model district in Papua New Guinea in terms of infrastructure and as well as the compliance standard.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
In a check presentation ceremony held by the National Cultural Commission on April 2nd for the Bundi Kombi Festival, the director of Kumura Foundation, Vincent Kumura, emphasized the significance of the festival despite the recent natural disasters in certain areas posing challenges for trekkers. Kumura also underscored the crucial role of mining companies in bolstering cultural festivals amidst recent natural disasters.
Kumura emphasized the significance of continuing such cultural events despite recent natural disasters posing challenges for trekkers. Kumura also stressed the vital role of mining companies in supporting local festivals, citing them as crucial components of PNG's cultural strength. He urged mines to contribute to community development by backing cultural events, highlighting the importance of preserving and promoting PNG's diverse cultural identity.
Festivals like this, I mean, I would think like, they should be supporting this kind of festivals because it's also within the mining impact zone. So we would like to see that happening. And that's not just for Bundi Kombi Festival, but that's right across the country where you have major mining projects. They should be also focusing on supporting our local cultures.
The director encouraged local tourists to participate in the festival, emphasizing the unique experiences and photographic opportunities it offers. He also noted the journey from Gembok to the festival site challenging.
It will take you about 2 to 3 days from Gembok. It depends on your ability to walk, but approximately about 2 full days to get to the festival site. And if you're coming from the Medang side, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of natural disasters along the way, so that will take a little longer, depending again on your hiking ability to walk on this rugged terrains of Bismarck.
Kumura expressed disappointment with the response from certain mining companies, urging greater engagement and support for cultural activities. He emphasized the need for mining projects to prioritize community service and cultural preservation within their impact zones.
We have on a number of occasions tried to reach out to the community affairs, Ramonickel Mines Community Affairs Department, and we haven't been quite successful in our pursuit in that regard. So it would be nice. It would be nice to see more of that happening. I think major mining impact projects should support, under their community affairs, should support any cultural activities.
Mr. Kumura called for widespread support for festivals like Bundi Kombi, emphasizing their importance in preserving PNG's cultural heritage and identity. He reiterated the necessity of mining companies to play an active role in supporting local cultures across the country. Carol Kidu Jr., TVWAN News.
A new Level 4 hospital will be built at 9 Mile in the Port Moresby Northeast Electorate. A groundbreaking ceremony was held yesterday to signify the start of this project. Tracy Pa with this report.
The member for Mosby Northeast, John Cowper, said the establishment of this facility will enable the residents of 9 Mile to access health services at their doorstep instead of going miles to seek this vital service. A total of 34 hectares of land was allocated for the development of the hospital, including 10 duplexes for police and residential houses.
Level 4 housing by all building Tamlo today you become witness to. Now this la too, by you look at 10 house, blow police by M by come up under backside la because M by complimenting this la Nubla police station. All police must sleep good, sleep close to Wara, Power, now all by Hamas, family Hamas staff, police must work strong.
He said following the completion of the hospital, a shopping mall will also be built. The aim is to meet the goal of making 9 Mile a satellite hub for the people of Mosby Northeast.
You got shopping mall, M1 big supermarket inside the hub, I got bank too. You got ATM too. Now I got all get something by you excessive long and by you not go Borgo more. By you not go town more. All get something by you excessive long.
Additionally, 200 allotments will be allocated to the middle income earners.
This lab I got 200 allotments here. Long, all middle class, normal class, now you go under low table level, high class by sleep long end. Now line you me stop low potion this lab by me kiss him ground backside you look him. Now this lab by permanent resident blue you. Time you die I go pinini by stop.
Meanwhile, community leader Paul Yalua thanked Kaupa for this project.
People stop long the time lo Mosby. No go ramla big project I know some come up. Lo Mosby notice, especially Ward 12. Now we stop. No got this kind project come up. Since we stop, member Blomipla, John Kaupa, I'm win time. I'm giving plenty project come on 9 Mile. Now cutting plenty road too.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Over 60 staff from the Department of Information and Communications Technology and NES Fund attended an intense one-day training recently with Cyber CX to counter cyber threats. Cyber CX is the leading provider of professional cybersecurity across the United Kingdom, the United States, Australia, and New Zealand.
With the rapid increase of internet users in PNG, cybersecurity is essential for safer internet usage. Taking necessary cyber precautionary measures is crucial for safeguarding personal information and valuable data, especially for public servants and trusted experts in fields like superannuation. This is why the ICT and NAS Fund partnered with CyberCX, one of the world's leading cybersecurity organizations, to train staff on recognizing, raise awareness, and equip them with the tools to combat cyber threats. Cybersecurity is the world's leading cybersecurity organization in the world and shared their expertise on the subject. Various cyber threats were highlighted and included, like malware, ransomware, distributed denial of service attacks, spam, and phishing. Cybercriminals were also a topic of discussion at the training. Many companies and individuals in PNG have experienced cyber attacks due to the lack of knowledge in this area. Principal Consultant of Cyber Capability Education and Training, Dr. David Halfpenny, and Manal Sarofim from CyberCX Australia facilitated the training and shared that basic security measures like strong password or passphrases can go a long way to keep a system safe from cyber criminals. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2648 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2573 US, $0.3891 Australian dollars, $0.2299 euro, and 38.69 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except cocoa closed lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have stories from abroad after these messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great mutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Harimol got the rice lovers. Mi plaga 300,000 kina scale school money long win him. Sans belong you win him 1,000 kina. 300 per lucky line by winning side long 4 plus fortnight. Sans belong you win a big plus thread. By 1 kg he go in a 20 kg scale or ori rice. Cut him this la stamp na put him inside long envelope and the full name na contact details long you. Na drop him inside long entry box long store. Promotion by Pinis long March 29, 2024. Hurry up na win big one them scale na ori rice. Piani mi long social media long save more. Terms na conditionista.
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
TLC's longest running series is back.
We have a baby, a toddler, and a 5-year-old.
We're hosting an event with Matt and Karen. I am running the show.
Oh boy. I asked Karen to marry me and she said yes.
What did you think when your dad and Karen got engaged?
I don't want to talk about it.
Little People, Big World starts Thursday, April 11 on TLC.
Isn't she your ex?
Madam, you have a visitor.
We're not visitors. We're family.
Hey, Gideon!
Family? Since when?
Since now.
And who is this kid?
This is Gideon, my son with Stefano. You should know your place and learn how to get along. Stefano has a child with me, and that gives me the right to be in this house. How dare you!
Thanks for staying with us. Grammy-nominated artist Matisyahu, known for his unique fusion of reggae, hip-hop and spirituality, releases Ascent, a poignant commentary on anti-Semitism.
Grammy-nominated artist Matisyahu releases Ascent, a new single.
Why these idols get replaced with the angels who rep the face of a nation that could never be erased? We re-up, resurface, and we relocate.
Addressing anti-Semitism amidst controversy over cancelled shows due to protests. Undeterred, Matisyahu remains committed to combating hate through music and advocacy, pledging proceeds to support causes in Israel. His music video incorporates personal footage from a recent trip to Israel, adding historical context to his message. Despite facing pro-Palestinian protests and cancelled shows in the US, Matisyahu remains resolute, refusing to yield to pressure from what he calls bullies. With a history of advocating for Israel and supporting various causes, Matisyahu pledges to donate proceeds from cancelled shows to aid families of hostages and support emergency medical services in Israel. Returning to Israel to receive an award from the Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and Combating Anti-Semitism, Matisyahu becomes the only international artist to perform there since the Gaza war began, solidifying his stance against hatred and division.
China is maintaining its policing push into the Pacific, sending a delegation from the Ministry of Public Security to Tonga ahead of a critical regional leaders meeting in the capital Nuku'alofa later this year. Australian officials say the visit is another sign that China remains intent on embedding officers and training teams in police forces across the Pacific, despite public criticism from the US and Australia. Tonga's Police Commissioner Shane McLennan told the ABC that the delegation of 6 officers came from the Shandong province and were following up the meeting China hosted with Pacific police ministers and chiefs in December last year. The commissioner said while the MP's delegation had a broader agenda on police cooperation, the main discussions were on how Chinese police could help Tonga host the Pacific Islands Forum Leaders meeting in August. The businesswoman and gender equality advocate Samantha Mostyn has been appointed as the next Governor-General of Australia. She's only the second woman to be assuming the role.
Before stepping in to the highest office.
I can think of no greater purpose, Prime Minister, than to serve this country I love as Governor-General.
Samantha Mostyn appointed Australia's 28th Governor-General and just the second woman to assume the role.
Ms Mostyn is a modern and optimistic leader for our modern and optimistic nation.
Somebody who's been involved in business and sport for a long period of time.
Awarded an Officer in the Order of Australia in 2021, Sam Mostyn has decades of experience in the private sector and advising governments. She spent more than 10 years with the AFL, the first woman ever to be appointed as a commissioner, and played a key role in setting up the Women's League, previously telling the ABC,
"It's one of the things I'm most proud of."
She's also spent years on the board of the Swans.
Her passion and advocacy that I've seen over many years for the Indigenous community, for women, gender diversity, for inclusion is second to none.
Beyond sport, she's been a lawyer, an advisor to Paul Keating, the chair of a government task force into women's equality, and on various boards like the Climate Council and Beyond Blue.
She is kind, she is compassionate, she is incisive.
It's the King who's had to approve the incoming Governor-General, given it's his representative here in Canberra. She'll act on his behalf to approve bills to become law, appoint and dismiss ministers, issue writs for an election, and be the Commander-in-Chief of the Defence Force. She'll take over from David Hurley and be officially sworn in on the 1st of July.
Sustainable Timber Tasmania is adopting a new giant tree policy. Some environmental groups say it'll save thousands of trees from being logged, but others say the new policy doesn't go far enough.
They're among the biggest in the world, but Tasmania's giant trees are disappearing. In a move to protect more of them, new size limits for logging have been introduced.
Now, this is a vast improvement from what the policy was before.
Tree widths have been cut from around 5 to 4 metres.
This potentially could mean that there might be a few thousand hectares of forests that are going to be protected from logging.
The Sustainable Timber Tasmania policy brings the state into line with Victoria, but falls short of places like Canada, which define a giant tree as over 2.5 metres in diameter.
We don't know exactly how many giant trees this will protect because it takes a lot of energy to go out there and survey these trees.
Sustainable Timber Tasmania says the change is part of a standard review process, and the policy is only an internal guideline, meaning it can't be enforced by an outside body. Not all environmental groups are convinced by the policy.
Policies by logging agencies are PR spin to try and make them look good while they're logging forests. They are going to continue to log native forests whilst putting a paper-thin area of forests to be not logged around these ancient trees,
leaving century-old trees still susceptible to logging.
Perth has had its driest 6 months since records began with less than 22 millimeters of rain between October and the end of last month. Experts say because of climate change, it's the way of the future.
To enjoy the sunshine in milder conditions on another day without rain. The dry patch hasn't come out of the blue.
The southwest of Western Australia is one of the few regions in the world whereby most climate models agree that there is a drying trend, and the drying trend continues into the future.
The last 6 months, Perth's had its lowest October to March rainfall on record, and that rainfall has been 21.8 millimetres.
The most dramatic impact of the dry is seen in the rapid spread of fires. Associate Professor Carla of the School of Environmental and Conservation Sciences says the cause is broadly explained as human-induced climate change, with a major impact on biodiversity.
We have wetlands that remain dry for much longer periods, and we also have vegetation under stress. There's also other things that affect vegetation. For example, they might be suffering from particular diseases or pathogens, and a drying climate doesn't quite help.
Bureau of Meteorology data shows how dry it's been over the longer term. In the 10 months after May last year, parts of WA have had lowest rainfall on record. It's not going to improve anytime soon. The forecast is for below median rainfall up to June. And of course now we're in April and there's no sign of rain. The Water Corporation says while dams are unlikely to fill, there should still be enough water for Perth and other population centres.
The corporation is building Alkimos desalination plant at the moment. That's the first of a program of desalination builds, which really could be over the next 15 to 20 years. So whether it's extending some of our existing desal plants or building new desalination plants in the future.
Experts say there is a relationship between large-scale deforestation and lack of cloud formation, but it's not the only reason for the lack of rain, and more research is needed.
The news segment ends on that note. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Sheesh, Daniel. This honking is doing your head in. Why don't you go and put a stop to it? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bing bing bang, bum bum bang, bing bang bing, bum bum.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Buy more, win more one-time roots rice. Win him up when you mark below 300,000 kina. No can miss out. Buy 10 kg roots medium grain rice, cut them round in big roots logo on top long front long bag rice, na write the name, na naman long yung long backside long name. Drop him inside long entry box long store. Week 1 draw, 1 winner by 500 kina. Week 2 draw, 1,000 kina. Week 3 draw, 2,000 kina. Na long week 4 draw, 5,000 kina. Second Roots Rice Facebook page long kisi mo tok save. Terms and conditions is stop.
Quick Campbell out the back, Fritz on his favourite left side. That one's bending better. What a magnificent shot at goal.
Guess who's charging forward? Shea Bolton! Oh, magnificent kick! So easy!
Suppose prophecy and true, when the big the fight will come out. Na time him come true, me hope when Mr. Life yet to fight to this position you talk about me. Me plan must make sure to protect him over the line blame me, especially Malia.
Mika ready. The chosen one, Benita.
It's a good kick. Brazil too strong. It's a good try. Kick back inside. Here comes Slade. Slade score.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from. Quality is key. The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. Streaming now on Outdoor.
Welcome back. The PNG Sports Foundation has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with National Department of Education to ensure sports and education go hand in hand in schools throughout the country. CEO of PNG Sports Foundation Albert Veratau and Secretary of Education Dr. Uke Kombra signed the agreement yesterday in Port Moresby.
Under this agreement, the PNG Sports Foundation will be implementing its school sports program so that when students learn the theory in their physical education subject in the classroom, they can put them in practice with organized sports activities. CEO of PNG Sports Foundation Albert Veratau said this program will be implemented in primary, high and secondary schools throughout the country, so that those that cannot make it through to the next level of formal education can always develop a career in sports.
So I'm very, very happy that we are now together signing this MOU. I know physical education has been a part of the school policy for quite some time. This opportunity or this MOU is now operationalizing that, so that we are now going to spend a bit more time with schools, primary schools and high schools, to help support the education system, help our children to become, develop a career in the sporting pathways. We believe sport also offers a pathway to employment, pathway to wealth creation, and pathway to income and generation and foreign remittance.
Secretary of Education Dr. Uke Kombra, in commenting this partnership, stressed on the impact it will have in young children, both in education and in sports. Dr. Kombra said he is excited of the immense potential it has for children attending primary and secondary schools.
So I'm pleased to sign this for implementation of this policy right across the school system. We believe very strongly in providing an education system that also are providing flexible avenues or pathways for talents. So if there's somebody in the school system that is talented in sports, as they grow into upper grades of the school system, they can pursue that pathway.
Thank you.
Some actions that must be taken to implement this initiative include upskilling of physical education teachers, developing them into coordinators of sports programs, and provide appropriate sports leadership training for secondary school students. The Education Department must also ensure teachers' colleges offer appropriate training to produce more PE teachers to aid this initiative. They are to ensure in-house sports and inter-school carnivals is actively held and well coordinated. The initiative has already started in some schools with Go Rural to Go Global program. Both parties meet next year to review the MOU. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
The PNG National Rugby League Competition Board has officially announced and confirmed the relocation of the East New Britain Agma Couriers to Port Moresby for the opening period of the 2024 Digicel ExxonMobil Cup season. PNG RFL General Manager of Pathways and Performance, Tony Archer, indicated the relocation will have some impact on the matches in the first few rounds, but have worked with the clubs affected by this change and are confident that the impact will be minimal.
Archer said their ultimate objective is for Couriers fans to see their team perform at home games in the second part of the season. He thanked the club's administration for raising their concerns and have been able to work closely with them to achieve an interim solution that is in the best interest of the club, its players, and the competition. This difficult decision was made as it has become clear that due to current renovations of the Tokwa airport and its runway resulted in the inability to ensure consistent travel for both the Gurias and visiting travel teams. A staged travel schedule into and out of Kokopo was considered. However, the cascading impact on the players, potential delay, and ongoing uncertainty greatly influenced this decision. ENB EGMA Guria's chairman Stephen Nightingale expressed it was a difficult decision to make, but it was for the betterment of the national competition. Nightingale said this will allow not only for the competition to start on time, but also ensure the well-being of all players, the team, and those traveling. Meanwhile, on behalf of the Gurias, Chairman Nightingale would like to express their deepest gratitude to Rapopo Plantation Resort, the Century Hotel, and Mr. James Pang for their incredible generosity in providing accommodation for the team during the duration of their stay in Port Moresby. He added such support is invaluable and they would not thank them enough. The Gurias 25-man squad plus the coaching staff and the team management are scheduled to travel into Port Moresby tomorrow, Friday, 5th of April, to finalize their preparations before the 2024 TVWAN ExxonMobil Cup season kicks off next week, Sunday, April 14. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Port Moresby men's softball is anticipating more entertaining softball in the coming weeks when its season proper gets into full swing next week at the Bicini Diamonds. Included on this year's calendar for the first time will be the international tours to Canberra, Australia and Makassar, Indonesia.
Following the success of the second edition of the Moneyball Easter Challenge last week, the Bicini Softball Diamonds are set to explode again when established clubs in the likes of Antelopes, Power, Defence, Grizzlies, Kikila Cats, Eastern Aces, United Brothers and Brown Eagles hit the ground running. During the Moneyball Challenge, Port Moresby Men's Softball Games Coordinator Consi Bies confirmed they are ready to move on with the season proper next week.
We have the season will be running for two rounds this season, so it's going to be a long season. We'll run all the way through to September. So during this season, we'll be selecting a team for the Makassar Open in Indonesia, and then a development team that will be traveling to ACT in Canberra for the skins. Yeah. So we're looking forward to two international trips this year.
On the international front, Consi was excited to announce Port Moresby's men's softball has been invited to participate in two major international tournaments in Canberra, Australia and Makassar, Indonesia for the second time back end of the season.
Yes, that's for the women's only. The women's will taking part in the our softball is been included in the mini games for next year. So there's an interim executives for the Papua New Guinea Baseball Softball Confederation. They're working towards getting a team ready for the mini games next year.
Consi also revealed the election of an interim executive to reactivate the PNG Baseball Basketball Federation after the passing of President Ralph Tarasomo in 2022.
The interim executives in place now, we could see softball getting back on track going forward.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Royal Port Moresby Golf Club representative Wali Lake was crowned a champion of the National Amateur Golf Championship in the A grade in the recently concluded event in Mount Hagen, Western Highlands Province. Lake proved his class to claim the title against 50 golfers, most of whom have been participating in the representative events over the years.
Representing the Royal Port Moresby Golf Club in the A-grade division, Wally Ilake outmuscled 50 all-rounder contestants, flying in from other member association clubs such as Mosa of Kimbe, Western Britain Province, Ramu Medeng, Bulolo Morobe, Eastern Highlands and host Mount Hagen. Ilake's walk to the fame was not an easy walk to the course, as he faced many uphill battles in the 4-day event. He faced top local golfers in the country, current PNG rep and former national title holder Gideon Tikili, reigning PM's Golf Challenge champion Olik Waya, 2015 Pacific Games gold medalist Soti Dinky, ex-country representative Simon Waya, and strongman Sunny Bob. Despite the strong encounter on the course for the much experienced opponents, Ilake navigated his way to the top, claiming the National Amateur Golf Championship title. Ilake expressed satisfaction after winning this inaugural national championship title. He was proud of himself for this achievement. He thanked his major sponsor Port Moresby Golf Club for its support in the tournament. PNG Golf Association President Ian Hodge commended the participants from the junior to the seniors, A grade, B grade, C grade and women. Hodge confirmed that the next series will be held in Lae Morobe Province in April 2025. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
And that ends this news segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers. Daru and Kerama, some showers. Medan, Wewak and Vanimo, mostly fine. Kavieng and Buka, some showers with possible thunderstorms. All centers in the Highlands region, morning fog clearing, then partly cloudy with possible few showers. Coral seas slight to moderate with southeast to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milimbe Islands seas 1 to 1.5 meters. And waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafan through Vitia Strait to CSC Long Islands seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. And that wraps up this edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.